something I kept saying was, I feel myself inside here. I just can't get to me. Like I
Mm.
know I'm in there, but like I can't access her.
Step right up, folks. You're now entering It's a Circus, where parenting isn't always a show stopping act, but it's certainly entertaining. I'm your host, Elsa, here to prove that no one really knows what they're doing, and that's perfectly fine. Let's have some real conversations, peel back the layers, and remind you that you're never alone in the madness. Let's get the show rolling. I am so excited for this episode coming up. We are talking to my friend Rachel, and she gives some just refreshingly honest and powerful and funny advice around some changes and navigating what that looks like, from a twin C-section to career changes to postpartum to perimenopause. I mean, we really go there with all the things. She shares some medical issues that she went through postpartum and just some things that she would have told her former self, which is amazing advice for all of us. And it was just a beautiful conversation. There's so many great little nuggets of advice in here. And it was so fun to connect again with a neighbor who I am so excited to have in my life. So let me dive into her bio. In 2020, Rachel Day made the courageous decision to leave behind a thriving corporate career when she welcomed her twin daughters, Amelia and Ava, into the world. Motherhood wasn't always a part of her life plan, but from the moment she held those girls in her arms, something profoundly shifted within her. What followed has been a deeply personal journey of rediscovery, as she transformed from driven professional who once couldn't imagine having children to the fiercely devoted mother she is today. Rachel has poured every ounce of herself into raising her girls, navigating the sleepless nights, the chaotic days of juggling with grit, grace, and a whole wide open heart. Even when faced with unexpected health and hormonal changes in the wake of postpartum, she showed up every single day. She is a warrior in every sense of the word. Selfless, strong, full of love, Rachel's approach to motherhood comes from a place of warmth, resilience, and an unshakable devotion that inspires everyone lucky enough to witness it. And I would consider us lucky enough as we dive into this episode. Hello, Rachel. Thank you for being on It's a Circus podcast. I want to ask the question that I ask everybody. What is your mamahood stats, and have you always wanted to be a mother?
I love that question. First off, hi, I'm so happy to be here. I love you. You're rocking it, and it is a honor.
Thanks, girl.
Okay, mama stats.
Yeah.
So I'm a twin mama. I have two girlies who are almost 5, which sounds insane to say.
That is.
And I'm just going to warn you now, they graduated pre-K on Saturday. So I have been deep in my feels ever since. So
I mean, you posted something today. I'm telling you, I was like
it took
crying.
me from Saturday to write that because I was like,
Oh
nothing
my
I
God.
write is going to like be enough. I just am so proud of them. And I, like, how did we get here?
I know. And I can't wait because that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Okay.
Amazing.
So, um, you're two angels.
Yeah.
Now, did you always want to be a mom?
This sounds horrible to say, and I hate even putting it in the universe, but no, no, I didn't.
Hmm.
My husband and I were content with our very high maintenance dogs.
Mm.
And, we were both like very driven professionally, and like we were fine. And then, the pregnancy test.
Okay, so I have like briefly heard this story after a few glasses of wine. So let's
Yes.
refresh me.
Okay.
So yes, you now were you planning to be pregnant or no?
No, like we were not
Okay.
trying. We were like, okay, we're married. We're not getting any younger. Like, if this happens, it happens. If it doesn't, a-okay. Like, we would have, we never would have known what we would have missed out on if we never had them.
Of course.
So we were not trying.
Hmm.
I was actually on my way out of the door to go to one of my best friend's wedding. We were the officiants. So it was like a rehearsal
Oh, cute.
breakfast situation. And I was like,
Hmm.
now is the time I'm going to pee on the stick.
Okay.
And so
Yes.
I'm like
Yes.
half in the door, half out the door. I pee on the stick. It's positive. I'm like, that can't be true, right? Like it's not real. And so
Hmm.
I'm like, hey, this happened to John. I was like, I gotta go. You should probably pick up like 5 more tests and like meet me at the rehearsal. So I'm like not
Oh my
drinking at,
God.
this event.
Yes.
Fast forward, all of the tests were positive, so I was really, really pregnant.
Okay. Well, just to say, I don't know anyone that gets a false positive. Like, I get a
I
false
don't either.
negative, but like, how do you get a false positive? That like
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
sense to
They
me.
they they tell me, they told me like at the time, like there is no, like if it's saying you are, you are.
Yeah. Yeah. If
So,
you see the faintest pink,
but I just like needed to
it's
know
going
for
that
sure.
direction.
So I took
Of
like
course.
5, no joke.
Of course.
And yeah, it was pregnant. So, I mean, what a blessing though, because it was exactly what we needed. We just didn't know that yet. But yeah, I was terrified. So we had the ultrasound, terrifying experience again because like everyone in the room is silent, no one's saying anything. It's been like a while. And John's like, is everything okay? Like we're thinking like things aren't okay at this point.
Hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I just need like the doctor to come in here really quick. And
Ooh.
I'm just like, okay, well, that can't be good. And then, more silence. And then she was like, and there's two. And I was like, and two what? And she's like, two babies. And I was like, two babies. Meanwhile, like John is ecstatic. People hear him down the hallway, like screaming, doing whatever he's doing. I'm
So
blacking out at
cute.
this point. Like, how are they going to fit in here? Like, I was like a 00 at the time.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, no.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God. Okay. I am dying over this because I think as a little girl, pre like understanding anything about pregnancy or kiddos, it was like a dream to have like twins. Every story I read, every movie, like glamorized it. And I was, oh my gosh, what an amazing experience. And like somehow I think I felt like I like needed that, wanted that to happen because it sounds so exciting. But I am dying over John just like screaming and
oh
exciting.
my God. It was like in that moment, he like became a dad. That was the end. Like, he was, people say like you're not the same person going into the hospital, coming out. Like, no, it happened in that very moment in the doctor's office. Like, first ultrasound, he was like, and I'm a dad now. I was
He
like,
is like, where is my dad hat and where are my dad jokes? Because I'm doing it.
100%, 100%. And I was like, I'm gonna need some time. Like, I need to digest.
So when did you, okay, so you found out you were pregnant, wasn't planned, but it was like, if it happened, it happened.
Yep.
And then there's a couple weeks before you can get an ultrasound, right?
Well, it was like at that time I had,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
I don't know because they told me it was twins that day. And then, you take like the blood test and you get like the
Yes.
gender. And I have a funny
Yes.
story about that too.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, we like knew right from the beginning that it was twins. And I think they told us like maybe the second ultrasound that they were identical. Or maybe we knew that around the same time of the gender because we obviously found out they were both girls. So I don't know. Honestly, I feel like from that moment in the doctor's office, the rest is like I
A
blacked
blur.
out and I have yet to recover.
You're like, I'm still blacked out. I'm talking from a blacked out place.
Like maybe a year ago, I like became conscious.
Oh my God. Okay. I think that is the sweetest story ever. I like die over the hilariousness of John, like just like so pumped, so
He was
excited. That's
ecstatic.
so cute. So, okay, you find out that you're twins, but you're not sure about the gender. Did you guys talk about like wishes for the
Um,
genders, or like what the
yes,
twins would like be like? Yeah.
100%. I
Hmm.
was going to not be okay, and I mean this like with my whole heart, if they were boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I needed them to be girls because I mean, I am who I am and like I just I wouldn't know how to survive. Praise you.
I mean,
Like
there is the girl mom and
someone,
the boy mom. Yes, yes, I get it.
someone was looking out because I just, yeah. So we had a gender reveal, and it was actually the night before the gender reveal, and like no one to this day, I don't think knows this story. But I don't care. I think it's like an important part of the story. Like we needed to know, like going into the next day, because we did not want to do the whole like let's do this in front of our family, our friends, and I was terrified that my face was just going to be like pure
Mm-hmm.
disappointment, I guess, like if it were
Mm-hmm.
boys. And so we looked the night before,
I love it.
and so we knew going into that day, and then like it was a very special moment for the two of us. So I'm glad that we did, but wild.
So, okay, so John's just happy there's two. Did he care about a girl or was he just like on the bandwagon of like, oh,
Well,
definitely
what's
girls?
funny is that like before we had kids, before we found out it was twins, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know at what point in our relationship he was like, "We're gonna have two girls," and I was like, "What?
Mm.
Like we don't even want kids." And he's like, "I just know it. We're gonna have two girls." And so fast forward, twins, and then he's like, "Obviously they're girls." And so I feel like he kind of always knew,
No,
and I
yeah.
was just more living in a space of fear.
You're like, I'm a vessel for these two girls and
Yeah,
you owe me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, amazing. And okay, I love that you cheated on the gender reveal.
You had to, you know what I mean? Because
Breaking
like,
news. She's sharing it here.
yes, yes. Highly recommend them. Like,
Oh,
you know,
totally.
yes.
Totally, totally.
Gotta do it.
I know. Okay, so yes, absolutely. Especially if you know you're really hoping for one, like there's going to be a disappointment there. I've talked to so many people that are like, we were like legit disappointed on our
I
gender
know. I've actually
reveal.
heard that on your podcast, and I'm like, see,
Yes,
this is why you gotta look.
yes, yes,
Because,
agreed. You gotta look.
yeah.
Although I will tell you, we had a funny moment with Sebastian and we did not look. We had an envelope. We took it all the way to Minnesota to like do this in front of family. And we were surprising the entire family. One, that we were pregnant again, because this is the first time a lot of them were meeting Felix. And then two,
Oh my
that we
gosh,
were doing
double
like a
whammy.
gender reveal that night. Yeah, it was like
I
the
love it.
most like biggest surprise ever. Um, and I will tell you, I like truly from the bottom of my soul, I was just so still stressed about baby. I was just like, it has to be healthy. Like, I don't even care the anxiety around
That's
like
amazing.
not getting to a healthy. Of course, we wanted a girl. And I think I shared with you this before, but like, dude, I was just like, Dimitri's the perfect girl dad. Like, I like love
I
that. Like, of
know.
course, it would be like perfect and amazing. And then we found out, as everybody did in that room, and everyone was like hoping for a girl. Like somebody pulled me aside and was like, "It's okay to be disappointed. Like it
Oh,
is okay to have those like the whole
yes. It's a lot. It's
situation.
a lot. It's a
It's a
lot.
lot. It's a lot. And so I think we were both just like kind of numb the whole time. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even have the space to have a disappointment, but I have heard
Well, you
and
did it in
actually
front of everybody.
I mean, totally, yeah. But like, even like after like everyone left, like there just wasn't like time to really second guess it.
Yeah,
But yeah, gender disappointment is a real thing. People like
it is.
really
It
do
is.
struggle through it.
I know. I know. That's why, we had to look. But I can't imagine
I
being on the
love
other
it.
side of that either. I mean, that's just obviously, healthy babies here, you love your baby.
Of
But
course.
that is a very real like struggle, I think.
I know. And I think
Yeah.
it's like okay to be like struggling with it. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, this
It's
is
okay to
motherhood.
want something.
Everything you feel is okay.
I mean, good point. Yes. And like it's okay to want something. It's okay to like
Hmm.
try to get there, like all of those things.
Yeah, for sure.
So how was pregnancy? Because I have zero clue about what twin pregnancy checkups, all of it, all of that. So like
It
break
was
it down for us.
hard. It was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, first off,
Yeah.
it was, full swing COVID. So like
That's
being
right.
pregnant and having to wear that mask, like, oh, I just remember like how hard it was to breathe. It was terrible. But like John couldn't come with me to the ultrasounds, which was terrible. Because of my age, I was considered high risk. So,
Right.
I got to see them like every 2 weeks, which was amazing. But because they're identical and, John's going to kill me. I forget, like, there's a name for the type of twins they are, but I have like so much information up here that that is apparently one that has flown away. But
It's
they
okay.
monitor you more closely for like twin to twin transfusion. Um, and so I got to see them every 2 weeks, which was awesome. But like physically miserable. Like it
Yeah.
was just hard carrying two. But I don't know what it's like to just carry one.
Right.
I have friends that are like, oh, this is like the sexiest I've ever felt. And I'm like, no, like how?
I mean, love that for people. Love that for people. Um, but no, I don't know how.
No, no,
I had this vision because I think Beyonce had announced like maybe her twins, something recently. So it was like in my head to be like, oh, I want that life. Like just
mm-mm.
bumping out, looking fab, feeling made up, super glam. And that was not my journey.
No, no, no. I was like starving, like from the beginning. There were like clear signs, like, hey, you're pregnant. And I just like did not catch them, see them, pay attention to them, nothing. But yeah, I like gained a lot of weight like hard and fast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just uncomfortable. Like, but I mean, wonderful pregnancy. Like they were healthy, thank God.
Mm.
And, I was too, and I couldn't have asked for like a better pregnancy in that regard.
So, okay, so with twins and you're carrying twins, you're seeing them every 2 weeks. Tell me, because I don't know. Is there like, do you have a birth plan? Is that like something you explored? Was there just like, hey, this is how you should give birth? What was like the prep for that moment like for you? Did you have to have the babies come early or have bed rest or anything like that?
So it was basically like, this is what you're doing. There was no
Okay.
like, I know a lot of friends who like typed out this whole like beautiful birth plan
Mm-hmm.
that was like never even a thought in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
were like, it's going to be a C-section. You don't have a choice.
Wow.
Maybe, if I know what I know now, I would have, I don't know. I say this, but like, I don't actually know if I could have like fought to have them, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
normal way. But so planned C-section, and they were kind of just like monitoring their weights like as they were growing, and it got to be like in the 30s, and they were like, okay, 36 weeks, like pick a day that week,
Wow.
and we're gonna do it. And I was like, well, the first day, we're gonna do the first day.
You're like,
And
when
so
can I do it? It needs to be immediately, as soon as
yes,
possible.
yes. And even though as much as I don't like odd numbers, like July 31st, I don't love that number, but like
Hmm.
that was the window I was given. So we took the first day.
Oh my God, I love it.
But
I
like
love it.
no bed rest or anything like that.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, I mean the C-section was like traumatic. I really feel like healthcare in general, they just don't do a great job of really prepping you for what you're about to go through.
Yeah, I
I've
kind of want to
heard
dive into that because, yeah, so for the prep, did you like read all the books? Were you talking to friends?
I would love to say that we read all the books. We didn't because
Yeah.
it was like,
Mm-hmm.
we started and everything just felt like disingenuine. Like I wanted like the
Mm-hmm.
raw, like this is how it is. And like there really
Mm-hmm.
wasn't any of that. It was just like fluff. And I feel like
Yes.
everyone's situation is so different. There's not like, I don't know, I just wasn't like connecting with anything we were reading. And
Right.
also, like, before you're a parent, you're not like that person that you become after you have
Mm-hmm.
kids. So reading and absorbing this information, it's not the same. Does
No,
that make
I
sense?
know. Yes, because I feel like I read all the books and still felt completely unprepared. I felt
Yeah.
like words were given to me and they just fell and like
Yeah.
flew past me. Yeah.
I would be interested, I mean, not like it really matters, but like to read something now to see if like you connect with it a little bit more. But there was just I don't know. So yeah, no book was helping me there.
Did you, since you knew that you were having twins, did you connect with any twin moms? Were you searching for twin tips or anything as you prepped?
I honestly don't even remember. I mean, I must have.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
am connected with lots of twin moms, like from one way or another, but
Hmm.
no one that was like going through it with me same time.
Right. Okay.
So, and I also think like, I mean, this comes down to just even having one baby, but like all babies are so different. So, what
Right.
helps one person may not help another, and it's just, you know, hard.
Yeah. 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 So you have scheduled C-section and
Yeah.
okay, dive into the birth and birth story. We want to hear all the
Okay.
details. Tell us the whole thing.
So part of the whole story is, we're pregnant with twins, like not even really wanting kids to begin with. We were like two and
Right.
done. This is it. So,
Okay.
um, I thought I was going in for like a tubal ligation, which is just like clamping of your fallopian tubes. They were like, "Oh, we're going to be in there anyway for the C-section, easy peasy." That's how they made it sound. Um, Later to find out, well, I can add that at the end. So C-section, like
Okay.
just a whirlwind. First of all, you're like strapped to a table, right? Like you can't move your arms, like you can't feel your body. Like I don't know what a natural birth is like, but it's just very like, I don't know, like you're like tied down to the cross type of a
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Right.
And everything was great. Like they came out healthy, you know. The one drawback for me was like the whole tubal thing.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, a couple months and I just like I wasn't feeling right.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to like pull it out of them, the doctors, like, what did you actually do? And I found out that like they didn't just clamp, they like removed like a large portion of my tubes, non-reversible. Ligation is supposed to be reversible, at least to my knowledge. So for me, that was like just a massive hurdle that I had to like get past because you're mourning like your body parts being taken from
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
And I don't know, it just kind of like tainted the whole experience because I felt like I was crazy. They made me feel like I was crazy for feeling the way that I was feeling. And, you have to advocate for yourself and do your own research. And it sent me down like the deep, dark hole of social media. And I found other moms like who experienced the same stuff. So I absolutely wasn't alone in any of that, which is crazy.
That is so crazy. So you asked for just like the clamp.
I did.
Okay. As a way of like, hey, I don't want any kids,
Hmm.
but you're not, removing
Right.
anything from my body. Then come to find out as you're healing that they did remove like your ovaries, the
Not my
tubes,
ovaries. I still have my
not your
ovaries.
ovaries.
Those are still
Okay.
there. It's just my fallopian tubes, and there's still like a stump or whatever they said, but like the majority of them are gone. So, and like if it's one thing, like I would tell literally anyone who asked me because they make this seem like such a, I don't know, everyday
Casual
procedure,
thing.
you know,
Yeah.
like your body is meant to work together. All
Yeah.
these little pieces falling
Hmm.
perfectly to like
Hmm.
make you feel,
Hmm.
like the best that you can feel. And if like one small thing is out of kilter, it really just like throws everything off.
Hmm.
I did so much reading. And
Hmm.
I mean, your hormones are like control who you are as a person.
Right.
So, yes, that was a whole journey.
That's huge. So when did you
Yeah.
find out that that happened to you?
This was
And
like,
and how?
I called the doctor's office. I had them send me my records because no one was giving me
Wow.
answers over the phone. I made
Okay.
appointments with the doctor. She still wouldn't tell me. It was like pulling teeth. I got like records from the hospital and because I had told them like I'm looking into getting this reversed, not because I wanted more kids, but because I wanted like my body to function the way that it was supposed to function
Hmm.
from the beginning. because
Yeah.
I messed with it. It was a decision I made and
Mm-hmm.
something like I have to live with forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I have not opened that file of medical papers because I'm scared to, like, see what I actually
Right.
signed.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I would love to know, like, did it say there somewhere that this is what they were going to do? Because I am like 99% positive that it didn't.
Oh, that's so hard. I remember when being asked something along those lines, like as an option in the moment of insanity, being
That's
like,
awful.
oh, I'm up here. Do you want me to like, I don't even remember the language, but I remember because I had a doula, she was like, she says no, like she doesn't want it. Like we had like kind of talked about it before. So like at least there was like a sound brain there, but I
Good.
was asked it twice, both times at both births in that moment, which I find very strange. Such a strange practice to have.
Yeah. And like, who is in the right mind frame to make that
Of
decision
course.
in that moment? That's insane.
Right. Right. Okay. And so you had made the decision, but you weren't trying to, but you wanted it to be reversible and they made it sound like it was going to be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we were using it as a form of birth control because that's how they
Right.
presented it to us. Like, oh, we're
Right.
going to be in there for the C-section anyway, so why not just do this? Like, two in one type deal. Easy
Yeah.
peasy. You know, never do they go into like how your body works,
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just, you don't know what you don't know. And like pre-kids, I didn't know anything about this.
Right.
Like it's not something you think of because your body parts are all there and you're working as you should.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, part of it could have been postpartum for sure, but I
Mm-hmm.
was the most depressed I have ever been in my life, like in
Okay.
those dark, dark days.
Dark days. Yes. Okay. I want to
Dark
talk
days.
about that. Dark days. And I'm going to say this here because this is like why I just adore you. Is we met for the first time in our neighborhood. And oh my God, my kiddos were so little. We didn't even know who lived in this house, but you guys had great Halloween decorations and our kids were obsessed with them. So we're like, oh, we have to keep walking by this house with the best decorations in the whole neighborhood. And then you guys were, I think something happened. I think the boys connected on Facebook or something, and we like were like, oh fun, they look really fun, let's go like say hi. And then we go say hi and introduce, and I think I told you the kiddos and the ages, and I left Sebi in the wagon in the middle of the street, like something random. And I was I was like, oh my God, we're so tired. Like I just made a really like comment and you were like, yeah, it's dark times. And I was like, oh my God, you see me, thank you. There are some dark days and times in those moments.
Are. There are. There really
There
are.
are. And yes, dark days in that moment. And when you said that, one, I felt so seen. And two, I was just like, wow, thank you for just, thank you. Thank you for not sugarcoating anything and being, oh, it's so magic. I don't know what you say to a person at first, but you were just like, I see you, I feel you, dark times. Like, it's
Yes, that's what
whatever.
you need. You don't need
You
someone
do.
like, oh, you're going to be fine. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, blah, blah, blah. No one wants to
No.
hear that.
Yeah.
They want to know, like, hey, I'm going through it too, and it
Mm-hmm.
sucks. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard, and it's scary, and it's sad, and it's beautiful, and it's all of the things.
It's literally like all of the things at one time. And I
Yes.
think I've said this before, but I think it's like we're saying again is for me, the entire definition of motherhood to me is literally the most magical time slash the hardest time. So like there's everything you're feeling that's a high, there's an equal low that you could
Yes.
literally be feeling at the same exact time, at the same
Yes.
exact time.
Yes.
And it's so complicated to tell people that, but it's like, I am very, very happy, but I'm very, very tired and exhausted and I need a break and I'm done.
Yes.
and I
and
need a vacation
overstimulated.
by
But I
myself.
love my
Yes,
children. Stop touching me.
totally.
But I love you so much.
Totally. It's like all of that. Okay. That that is so massive. And
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you get the babies and you go home. When does the dark time start? And what was like the lead up and kind of some of those first moments like?
So at first, you know, you don't know what the heck to expect on any
Mhm.
level with your this new body that you have, like
Yeah.
post kids, and then
Right.
like the breastfeeding and then not sleeping and then just being totally and utterly sleep deprived to a point like where you don't even know your own name. You're putting chicken in a cabinet instead of the fridge. These were the things we did. We didn't sleep, John and I sleep in the same bed for like 9 months plus, I want to say. Like we did shifts.
Yeah.
We would like high
Mhm.
five. Someone would be sleeping on the couch, on baby duty. Someone would be like getting consecutive sleep, and then we would like switch. So, I mean, the beginning was pure mayhem, but also just the most beautiful thing ever. Like, I love those two girls like more than anything I ever
Mhm.
thought I could love this. It's insanity.
Mhm.
But you don't know what you're doing. Like, you're just like, okay, you're home now. What's our new routine? Like,
Yeah.
you try and like get back to this life that you lived
Mhm.
previously. And I think that's where like some of the mourning comes from because you're like
Yeah.
trying to get back to the you that you knew. And it's not that. You're not that person anymore. Like that
Mhm.
person is in your past. Like you are this new person. And
Mhm.
you have to try and figure out what this new life is. And I think once you come to that realization, if things start falling into place, you accept the fact that you're just never going to sleep again, ever.
Yeah. I know.
And once you stop,
Uh,
I miss sleep, things get a little better.
yeah, exactly. Once you just adjust to your new sleeping schedule as your new person,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so
The dark
amazing.
days. Yes. I forgot
Dark,
to answer that
dark
part.
days. Yeah.
I would say like that really didn't begin for me right away because I was like on
Hmm.
cloud nine, although it
Right.
was pure, beautiful mayhem. It wasn't until like I started, like life kind of fell into place. You're not so much in the newborn mayhem of ours lasted probably longer than most, but towards like the year mark, I would say. So like
Yeah.
postpartum should be nearing its end by then, if
Right.
it was that. And that's when I started like doing some reading, like, okay, why
Hmm.
am I feeling like this? Like something I kept saying was, I feel myself inside here. I just can't get to me. Like I know I'm in there, but like I can't access her. And like that is a really weird thing to say,
Hmm.
you know? And I think it was just because like my hormones were like all over the place, not just from like having two babies, but
Hmm.
because I did something to kind of screw with everything. So,
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when you're, adjusting to the two kiddos, did you guys have care or was it just like you and John doing everything?
we did not. I mean, like our families here,
Yeah.
but like two, they would come and like visit, and God bless
Hmm.
them for any time they spent with us. But
Right.
um, as far as like any sort of regular help, no, which
So you
was
guys were
just
just
in
like in it,
raw dogging it.
raw talking. Oh my God, I love it. Now, had you planned to take a mat leave and then go back to work, or had you planned to not do that? What was that like for you?
Yes, I was actually planning on going back to work. Again,
Okay.
it was like, COVID time. So we were all working from home. I figured if
Mm-hmm.
I could work from home and have like some of the grandparents here to help out or something, like we could make it work. And then the situation changed. They kind of told me last minute and it was like, we need you back full force. And I was like, I can't. I spent the weeks leading up to my day back just miserable crying. And I was like, I can't do it. I'm not gonna leave them. And so I left my job
Mm-hmm.
and Like, and it's funny because I always said I'm never going to be a stay-at-home mom, and here we are,
Hmm.
almost at like the 5 year mark
Hmm.
being a stay-at-home mom. But I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
As insane of a person as I am on a regular basis, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So cute. Um, I can't believe it's been 5 years.
Like I say 5 years, we still have like what, 2 more months or something,
Yeah,
but still, that's insane.
I know. It like goes by fast, but also slow all at the same time.
It's, yes, it's a joke. It's like, crazy.
So crazy. Okay, so on your quest, you get through kind of like the year mark, but you're still like, hey, I'm feeling so strange. Something's wrong. I want to
Yeah.
know. And how did you land on like being, oh, I need to know about that? Because you were looking to potentially reverse it at that time?
I was looking to reverse it. I had talked to like a
Okay.
bunch of women who were like doing different things. Some of them had great results from getting it reversed.
Yeah.
Some, like myself, weren't able to get them reversed.
Mm-hmm.
And OB and stuff, I mean, basically they
Mm-hmm.
told me to like go talk to a shrink because they thought I was insane.
Wow.
And I just knew that wasn't the case. Like
Yeah.
I just knew. And so a lot of these women said, like, go and get your hormones checked, but don't do it like through your primary or through your OB because they're going to tell you that your labs are normal.
Right. Right.
And it turns out they weren't normal.
Right. Right. And you were like,
And
thank
so,
God something is wrong
right,
with me. Yeah. It's
totally.
not just in my head. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, long story short, you know, once I got that figured out and like started the hormone replacement therapy and stuff, which basically saved my life because I mean, I was just a shell of a human.
Mm-hmm.
I, finally felt me again. But it was the most difficult, challenging road to get to that. And it shouldn't be.
I know. And it's just why are we doing all this research on ourselves? Isn't this somebody's
Yes,
expertise?
absolutely. I mean, it's ridiculous. But like advocating for yourself, it's just
Mm-hmm.
so important.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's like, if I didn't have a voice then, I for sure have a voice now
Right.
because, you know, no one else is going to help you.
No.
You have to like fight for yourself, which is just crazy. But when you know, you know.
Yeah. And so you went to a different medical doctor. And then when you
Hmm.
checked out like the hormones, like they were totally off.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Which can be the case anyway. But like I said, I was
Right.
like, you know, this was after I didn't start this until I was at least a year and a half out, I think,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even almost 2 years. So
Mm-hmm.
I did my due time, and I
Right.
I waited for things to normalize and they just didn't. So I personally think that it all ties back to like the tube stuff because there are plenty of moms out there who have a baby and go through a really hard time and, eventually get back to the place where they feel like themselves again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Did you feel like immediate relief once you got on the right hormones?
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's all encompassing. It regulates like how you feel, how you think, your drive to do things, like your brain clarity. Like I don't know how else to explain it. It's just the makeup of you.
Right.
And if something isn't right there, something's not right there, and you're not going to be you.
You felt that about yourself. Did John or your family notice anything different for you?
I would say my family know, and even my friends know. Like I don't think any of them like
Yeah.
truly deeply understand how and what this all did to me. I don't know that anyone ever saw me like at my darkest times. I've talked about it, but even
Mm-hmm.
in talking about it, I don't think any of them actually get it. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I went through. Like John saw it firsthand. He was
Right.
like, something is like, he was
Mhm.
scared that I was going to like do something to end my life type of a thing because he saw
Yeah.
like just how miserable I was. Like I was so
Hmm.
happy. I loved my kids. Like it was never about
Hmm.
that. It was
Right.
just like a feeling inside myself that like just something wasn't right. And
Ugh.
so I couldn't do anything but just cry. And I just would stay at home and I mean it was miserable. Like I can't even it
Yeah.
doesn't even feel real to think back to those times because we're so far out now, thank gosh,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's just crazy that something that can have such a big impact on your life and who you are. And like what if I never reached out to these people on Instagram,
Oh,
Like
seriously. Yeah.
then what? That is a terrifying thought.
Yeah, it really is. Something that I've heard about is this like grieving for like a missing piece of you, like an
Hmm.
organ. I had a friend of mine lose, she had an ectopic pregnancy and they caught it really late. And so she lost her ovary and the fallopian tube, everything on that side, basically. And she told me that she had to grieve an organ. And she goes, it's so strange. But she's like, that was the only way I could make sense of stuff.
That's exactly what I had to do. I mean, it was,
Mm.
and against my will too, because it's different. Like I have Crohn's, so I had like my
Mhm.
intestine, a part of it removed. I never grieved that. That was like a surgery to save my life, and I never really thought twice about that. It's like, I don't know, when it's like your reproductive parts, I don't know. There's something additional there that I don't even know if I can find the right words, but like it was
Mhm.
like heart wrenching in like this weird, bizarre way because I signed up for this, not the whole thing, but like
Right.
what I thought I signed on for, I was okay with.
Yep.
And, you know, the reason that she said that she took more was, to prevent cancer down the line. Fine, but I didn't ask for that.
Weird.
And, I don't know. It's a wild, wild feeling. But yes, that in itself was a huge hurdle
Hmm.
to get over. And it's sad.
That is so hard. Thank you for sharing. And I think that's like really important just to what you're saying is like truly be the advocate for yourself. Um, because no one else is going to do it for you,
No one else is
unfortunately.
going to do it. And if like one other
Wow.
person hears this and it's like, oh, I'm thinking about this,
Right.
I would say just do your homework and do your reading. And to be blunt, don't do it.
Yeah. To read between the lines, I'm saying don't do it.
Yes, yes. To do your own reading, but also please leave your body alone.
Oh, man. Okay. So move on. Hormones also save your life.
Yes,
Amazing.
here we are.
Here we are. We have our algorithm telling us we're perimenopause.
Oh
And
my gosh.
can we like talk about that too? Because I just feel
Absolutely.
hormones are everywhere. And funny story, today I am testing out like a estrogen patch.
Yes.
So, yes, so I'm feeling great and I'm like, "Okay, got to go pick up my prescription." It's out and I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't want to not be without it, so can we check?" She's like, "Okay, well, the pharmacy is actually they have 8 and it's a 40-minute drive one way to go and pick it up. But you
Oh
should call
my.
first." So then I call. I'm like, "Hey, can I pick these up?" And she's like, hey, no, we're out. And I was like, "Oh, the other pharmacy said you had 8." She's like, "That's for another woman who
Oh my
needs,"
God.
no, she goes, "That's for another woman who needs like a 90-day supply." And like a psychopath, I'm like, "Can I have a 90-day supply?" And she goes, "Yes, it will come tomorrow." And so tomorrow I will be making a pilgrimage to go pick up
Oh
my
my gosh.
hormone replacement theory for
It,
2 hours of the day.
you know what? But it's necessary, and you'll be so glad that you made the drive. But I'm so glad you called first. We're all hitting perimenopause. Here we are. All of us at once.
Literally. All of us need to pick it up. And there's quantities per person. Don't try to
It's
get on somebody else's
wild.
quantity.
I'm excited for you though.
Wild.
I can't wait to like hear
I
how you feel.
know. I know. I
So you're gonna have to
know.
keep me posted.
I will. I will. I, of course, will. But yes. Okay. So the pilgrimage tomorrow.
Yeah.
But perimenopause, all the things, the algorithm, plus this, and you mentioned potential geriatric type of vibe.
Hmm.
Older-ish mom to older-ish mom.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? What?
It's terrifying. It's honestly
Yeah.
terrifying because I feel like it's like a sick joke. I literally turned 40 and then right after that, it was like ad after ad telling me like, "Hey, watch
Hmm.
out. This is coming." And so obviously then it's in the back of my mind, okay, it's coming. Like I
Hmm.
need to prepare. How do you prepare? You
Hmm.
know? I don't know. It's like being a female is like I say it all the time. It's like a joke because
Hmm.
you have like, 15 good years, like in your 20s and mid 30s. And then, like, as soon as you have a kid,
Right.
all bets are off. You don't know what's going
Yeah.
to happen to your hormones.
Right.
And then
Right.
as soon as you hit 40, then here we are dealing with this. And it's like, it's a lot to digest.
Yeah. And I'm thinking right now, as a girl mom and thinking about everything you've gone through, is
Mm.
there well, one, I think that's a loaded question, but I am curious to think the point of view that you have outside of just your own experience. But girls today, two of them that are adorable and perfect in every way, running around in the world, what is your strategy? Are you thoughtful about it, or are you just doing what you do?
100%. I have already given this all of the thought, and they
Yeah.
will be so much more knowledgeable on their own
Hmm.
bodies than I ever was. And
Yeah.
I will like just continue to like share everything I know with them because I want them to know what's coming. Like
Hmm.
people talk about this stage of life and they're so fearful. And I think maybe people would be less fearful if we talked about it more. And there was comfort in knowing you're not alone. Everyone's going through this. It's not so bad. There are things that
Hmm.
can help you that people just don't talk about,
Right.
hormones.
Right.
Um, But I want the girls to, before they ever have kids, however old they are, I want them to have some sort of like base blood work to just keep
Hmm.
in a folder somewhere. So they can, when I was feeling my best in my 20s or early 30s, whatever, however old they are when they have kids,
Hmm.
like this is what I was pre kids. And
Right.
then at least when I was feeling my absolute best, this is where I was. And it'll show you.
Hmm.
The numbers
Hmm.
don't lie because then you can
Hmm.
go to whoever and say, I don't feel right, you know, as long as it's within the right age group and you're not comparing your 20s to your 40s because
Right. Right.
we all know that's not it.
And not it.
Not it. But yes, I want them to know all of the things.
Yeah, I think it is so wild. And we can't fault the people before us because I just think they just were doing what they know. But you're a perfect example talking about your journey and how hormones really impacted. And you're right, your personality, your baseline, everything, and how
Yes.
disrupted that is. And
Yes.
then we, as women, we talk about that time right after giving birth as the matrescence and how that now is being
Which I
researched.
learned the definition to that from your podcast. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, I'm
I was
so
like, what is
glad.
this word?
Oh my gosh, did you go down a total tunnel?
I did, but now I know. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, okay, it's so wild. When I found that word too, I went berserk on it. And again, it's like, okay, look at the big change that one is only now a word of women in our 40s understanding that are like still kind of like feeling around through that time. And nobody said, like, oh, the rage you feel, the lows, the extreme highs, like whatever is happening
Yes.
has something to do with your hormones. Like it's
Yeah.
actually a chemical that's happening in your body. It's not just you
Yeah, like
going crazy.
you're not crazy. Like this
Yeah.
is, you don't have control over it. If you did, it would
No.
make things a whole lot easier, but you don't.
No.
So,
No. And then that next step then for us is the menopausal stuff.
are we really diving into this right now?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that that is in our future.
I know.
And what are these hormones? What's all this blood work that we need to get done every 6 months? Why didn't we know about this? I don't understand.
I don't either. But I feel like our generation, we're the ones
Mm-hmm.
that are, it's a problem. We need to fix it. It's the
Yeah.
next step. What do we do? How do we tackle it? And I don't know, like maybe like our parents just weren't that way. But I feel like there is more out there because we are the way that we are,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
So I
Yes, I
do feel
agree.
like because I've already opened the door to the hormone stuff, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that, we can just sail through the next phase
Right.
with ease
Right. Yeah, that sounds great.
because it's really scary. And I say to John all the time, you're so lucky because you don't just expire. Like we expire and then we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what is that?
It's ridiculousness. I refuse.
Like we're a tomato on a shelf.
Exactly. I know. It's very, very strange. And that's why I think it's one of those things where is there a way to reframe? Can we celebrate these moments? Can we have some, hey, let's high fives? I don't know, a party. I have no idea. But I'm like, can we just not make it feel so bad?
It's
So bad,
it's
so
funny
horrible.
because you talk about like mourning like the organs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the last two times my period has been like real wacky. Sorry if this is
Mm,
TMI, but
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
oh my God, like what's gonna happen when it just doesn't come?
I know.
Like that's gonna be sad.
Hmm.
Who would have ever thought that you would have feelings
Feelings
about that?
around that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't like obviously we spend our entire lives like, I have my period. And then like to just not get it anymore, like, I don't know, that's sad. I wanna like still have my period when the girls get theirs.
I know. I know. I hopefully with all of the
But that's like such a
hormones.
weird thing to say. But here we are. I feel like I spent like so much time focusing on like all the negative stuff that happened like post,
Hmm.
but like
Hmm.
having my kids was the best thing to ever happen to
I love
me.
that.
And I don't want like the takeaway to be like all of these bad things happened because through all of that, I got them.
Mm.
And they're just the most perfect, beautiful thing to ever happen to us. So for that, I am grateful. But yeah, I mean, what a journey to get there.
I know. What a freaking journey. It's so crazy. I think that's amazing. Okay, if you had tips for someone that's about to be a twin mom, what are some of the things that you would give them? What kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, I would give any new mom, first and foremost, drown out the noise. There's so much
Oh,
noise, toxic noise out there telling you you're doing everything wrong. I still see it. I
mhm.
voice something that I'm doing wrong, and then it's a reel pops up, and it's like, oh, you're doing this wrong. So I would just say, drown it out. And like, as soon
Yeah.
as you figure out what feels right for you and whatever works for you, go with that. And always listen to your gut. And specifically to a twin mom, I know I got a lot of crap from friends who only had one kid at the time, but I was like hard on my routines and it was survival. Like you get
Hmm.
two on the same routine and you can have like a glimmer of normal life in between.
Right.
But
Right.
like if they're on opposite schedules, then you're just like paddling against the stream.
Hmm.
So I would say like that is super important.
That is some good advice. If you were to give yourself now any type of advice from
Mm,
pregnancy, from the birth, from everything, pre all of that, what would you tell that girl?
I would try and prepare her for like the type of love that you feel after having kids because there's so much like focus on just everything else, but it's no one prepares you for like how insanely much you're going to care about these human beings and like nothing else matters. You would literally like drive through buildings or like
Hmm.
put your own life on the line to like do whatever it is that you need to do for them. And it's like a love that, at least for me personally, I couldn't understand because I wasn't on the other side yet. So I guess maybe this is all null and void trying to like have a conversation with your like pre-kid self, but it's just the most incredible love that there is. So it's not necessarily advice. I would try and like explain that because if you know you're going to have that, it makes everything else like a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's worth it through the hard times because there is something that's
Yes.
like you're doing it for something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. So, for you, we didn't touch on this, but I am curious about it. What was your feeding journey like with the kiddos?
So it's wild when you're in the hospital and you have a baby and you're, still coming out of like the crazy surgery and all that. They're like, okay, breastfeeding, start pumping immediately. And you're like, what is going on?
Hmm.
But I breastfed and I was very lucky. They both latched. I breastfed both of them
Wow.
um, for about 8 months.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then because they were preemie, we always had to like mix in some formula. We were doing both,
Hmm.
but I was still breastfeeding, pumping formula. I mean, it's insanity. But it was one of the best moments because it was when I wasn't doing both at the same time. It was the only time I got to spend with them one on one,
Oh,
which is so sad to say.
I don't know. Is
But
it? I feel like it's so sweet.
like I miss it. Like it was great. But when my time came, I was like, okay, we need to can't do this anymore. It was just my body wasn't producing enough. I mean, they were like
Hmm.
hungry little monsters. And so we moved on from that. But it was beautiful. And I'm very like thankful that I got to do it for as long as I did. And like, yeah, the twin like pillow thing for
Hmm.
breastfeeding is also
Hmm.
insane. Like you just come home and you have all these new contraptions, a spaceship around your body for your children.
Okay, what is one parenting myth that you wish would go away? Or is there something somebody told you where you're like, oh, yeah, that has to be true, and then you discovered that it wasn't?
I mean, everything,
Yeah.
literally everything. Like the suggestions you get, sometimes they just don't fit in with your family. And I know people are just trying to help. But
Hmm.
ultimately, like, as soon as you start listening to what works for you and your family,
Right.
then that's what you do. But
Right.
there's all this outside noise, like I said earlier, where it's easy to listen to it until try all of the things. And then you're like, oh my God, I made a horrible mistake. What was I
Yeah,
thinking? And you just come up with your own solution or lean into a feeling you have. And that always ends up being the right thing.
I agree. And I think there's this vulnerability that you have, especially as a new mom, where you're constantly thinking you're doing something wrong. And so
Yes,
you
still
go
feel that way
out. I know, right? So you
every
go
day.
out and find stuff, and then it's everything is telling you to do it the other way.
Yes, I feel like if I could go back and maybe do it all over again, I wouldn't seek outside information as much because you
Right.
tell the world that you're looking for this, your phone is going to show it to you. Okay. And whatever they
Hmm.
show you is not going to be pretty. And it's just going to make you feel worse about the situation. And you're going to think you're broken and you're going to think your kids are broken, but maybe no one's broken and you haven't found the answer yet. And that's okay too. Like everyone's journey in parenthood is so different. and finding the answer. You just may have not get there yet,
Right. And that space is
Yeah,
okay to be in.
yes. And, it's going to suck for a little bit while you're trying to figure it out. But like everyone experiences that, and that's okay too. It
Yeah.
sucks. We've all been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then where in your life do you feel like you're crushing it?
Oh boy. Like, I don't know that I would say I'm crushing it anywhere in my life. I guess one area is the girls are asking a bajillion questions. They're like in their question phase. And I was telling John, like, we need to just be honest. Like,
Mm,
in some of the things, we would rather them get the information from us than a kid at school or whatever, because if we're not the ones telling them, they're going to seek it somewhere else.
right.
So I don't know. There have been a couple moments where questions have come up and we've just had a chat. And like,
Hmm.
it's amazing to see the different layers of their brain unfold those conversations. So I wouldn't say I'm crushing it or like that it's like the only thing that is coming to mind that I'm like, okay, we're doing this right.
I think it's amazing because I don't know because our kiddos aren't old enough yet. But I do know from my own experience that I really would have benefited from kind of raw honesty, even if
Yes,
it were to be shocking versus the sugar coated, and then you go out and test it for yourself and realize that it's wrong or you think
right.
you're wrong because you were told it was a certain way. I think that causes a lot more friction than just knowing the truth and then
Absolutely.
working it out with the people that support you the most. So
Right. And
I
it's like a
love that you guys are doing that.
safe space. So I think, they're going to be five. So it's just like those small things. Like you're used to them being these little like babies and like you're used to having conversations with yourself. And then all of a sudden they can talk back and you're like,
Hmm.
whoa. And then they have their own opinions. And now it's like they want to understand their universe and they're coming to you. And it's like, I don't want to lie. I want to be as honest as I can and give as much information as I can without like overwhelming or going too far. It changes so fast and you have to change with it so fast. I'm on it.
So obsessed. Perfect. Okay, thanks, Rachel. I love you.
I
Thank you
love
so
you.
much, girl.
Love you
I'll
so
talk to
much.
you soon. Thanks for listening to It's a Circus. If today's episode made you feel a little less alone, share it with a friend who might need it too. We are building something amazing at the Turner Brothers Circus, an entire space designed for parents to find connection, laughter, and support. I'd love for you to be a part of it. Remember, you're doing better than you think. Stay grounded, stay real, and embrace that beautiful mess. And as always, the show must go on. Until next time.